Hello. This topic is very important to verbalize, and I'm even having a hard time verbalizing it. Very oftentimes, every time, I write something out before I talk to you. I'm a writer, so I think and I compartmentalize, and a lot of things happen naturally, but I can't even write this. I'm hoping it just comes out, because this tactic that they use is very hard to explain. So I'm just going to do it off the cuff, okay? Do not let, especially new people, if anybody that's in a narcissistic relationship, this has happened to them. New, old, doesn't matter. This is one of their tools in their tool belt. So I'm especially warning the new people because this is something they'll do. Do not let them shift the focus of the argument that you're in to anything to do with you. They will divert, they will digress, they will steamroll over your concern and bring up a concern of their own that they didn't even have, that they're making up on the spot in order to deter your focus from what they did wrong. Leave it up to you to bring up something old. That was last month. Do we have to talk about that again? They'll try to say something like that. And then they'll make the argument about how you bring up old stuff and you can't let anything go, when really you want to say, we never talked about it. Yeah, I want to talk about it. Figures. Or if you're in a state of flux, you got yourself to that emotionally high state. Now they're going to turn the tables and forget what you're upset about. Forget what you're arguing about. Let's get the focus off me, narcissist thinks. And he goes, look at yourself. My God, I can't talk to you. Or who would even be with you? Like they'll put that a whole other side of the argument. Who would ever be with you was always a good one that they might throw out, because now you're going to get mad at that and say to them, how dare you? I'm only this way because you did that. And you get twisted up. Your head gets flipped around because you defend yourself against every single thing they're throwing at you. They're throwing things at you to throw you off. And we play. So with every single thing that he would come out with, my narcissist experience is different than yours, but with every single thing that they come out with, I was compelled to say something back. Do you know what I mean? So if it was like, yeah, you want to talk about old things, I would be like, we never talked about it. I want to talk about it now, once, first time ever, sure. Can we ever talk about it? But they always divert off of it, so you never finish a conversation about the actual wrongdoing. They do that on purpose. That's purposeful behavior to avoid talking about it. And now you're so flipped around and upset at every other thing he's saying since, which is worse. He just keeps throwing things out that are bad, and you're getting more and more upset. And more, how can you be this way? But you're not talking about what you found out anymore, are you? You're all twisted up. You'll get back to it. You know you will, and he knows you will. But he got you off track now, so he doesn't have to answer your questions. It bought him some time to come up with an alibi, a story, a lie to match another lie, and to avoid talking about it altogether. They will shift the blame. It's very, very manipulative, and it's extremely sleight of hand. I can't stand when it happens to me. I wrote an article once about it 10 years ago. I wasn't really thinking of this disorder with a romantic partner, but I was dealing with a narcissistic person in my family. And this article I wrote is called Incident Zero. Incident Zero. Because I found the way that I described it was that the person wanted to argue about incident number 27, which might be me acting crazy, me getting mean, me finally saying something blah blah blah, or doing something off color. You're in a fight back and forth. Incident 1 and then 2, it's like a tennis match, right? We're on incident 27. Okay, so wait a minute. No. I said, no. You want to skip incident 1 through 26? I didn't just show up on incident 27. I don't go through life trying to hurt people. Well, you were mean. You said blah, blah, blah. Did I? But what was I saying it to? What was incident 26, 25, 24, 16, 12, 11, 5, 2, 1? And what was incident 0? Do not let them take your focus off incident 0. You know you have it. They know you have it. Do not let them sidebar you like that. I fell right into it every time. Every time. I didn't think to say, Now, I would always get my answers because I'm like a dog with a bone. So whether I had to go back to it or stay up all night or stay on the topic for weeks, but I'd go round and round with everything. Yeah, all these little mini fights would happen within the fight so that we didn't talk about incident 0. He'd create incident 15, 20, 30, anything. Just get away from incident 0. They don't want to admit it, talk about it, have to look you in the face, think about it. They don't feel like it, whatever. So they'll try to get you away from it. If you know you have something to discuss and you have it, you want to discuss this. If they say anything to try to deter you off of that, if they say something, for example, like, oh, sure, figures you want to talk about, ignore that sentence completely. So anyway, I asked you, what does this mean? What, are you looking in my phone now? So now you don't trust me? I'm just curious to know what this means. See, now I would be arguing with every single one of these sentences. What do you mean I don't trust you? How could I? Look what I'm finding. He's still not talking about what I'm finding. Don't do it. Just keep asking. But I just was curious to know what this means, though. I won't even have a phone. No, that's later. So I did it again. My instinct is to comment, say something, right? Keep your focus and stay calm. They may even fly off the handle. They may leave the house. They may slam the door. They may hang up the phone. I would always suggest in person for these things. Again, if you're in danger, different rules apply. Okay? When I discuss these things, I think I've made it clear. We're not talking about someone who's in a physically dangerous situation. If you are, that involves a lot more than these little things that we talk about here. You need to involve the law, family, friends, help. Okay, that's a different animal. I wouldn't want you harping on something like I'm telling you to do if it's somebody that might get physical. But if you know that you're safe from that, and yep, they're gonna get crazy, but you want an answer, you're fully entitled to get any answer you think you can. Now, you may come to the conclusion after that answer to leave. And that's why they don't want to give you an answer, because you know it and he knows it. You're going to be given information that's going to make you want to leave. If you think something's up, something's up. It's never less than what we think. Oh, she's a friend. It was business. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I think we're all smart enough now to know that if we see it, we smell it, it's what it is. Don't let them deter you away from it and shift the focus away onto you, and now you're feeling bad about how you behaved and you're apologizing to them for getting crazy or for bringing it up again or for being a nag, or they'll make you feel and apologize for all these things if they're good enough and if you are feeling low enough. No. You know what is in your hands. You know what your truth is, and you know what his truth is. And don't allow anything that he tries to manipulate to lure you away from your truth. You know what you know. How you handle it is a very personal choice. Where you are on the journey, I always say to everybody, I make room for everybody. Everyone's on a different point in their journey. Some are leaving, some aren't, some can't, some won't. Some are entering, some are going through certain parts of the cycle. Everybody is on a dip, but the one thing we have in common is this tactic. They all do it at every point of the cycle. From the first transgression to the very last one. They don't want to talk about anything they did wrong because in their mind, they're just behaving in any old way they feel like they can because they're entitled, because they have a grandiose personality of their own fabulous little self, which masks the self-hatred. I can never just say a simple sentence, I know, because it's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. But no, you stand by your ground against these people, and don't let them manipulate you into forgetting what you hold to be true and important and vital to discuss. You're a person in this relationship. We tiptoe. We don't want to, rock the boat or disturb them or... No. You have a right to get things in order. And if you're not prepared for the answer, you may go along with his sabotage and not want the real truth. You'll allow it to get so far away from the incident and tell yourself, we'll get back to that conversation in 3 days. You may put it off because you might find that the truth that you are awaiting is too painful. I did that too. You get back to the conversation and sure, the truth is exactly what you thought. It eventually comes out. Yeah. That's devastating. Because I allowed my focus to get off. Now, if you are prepared to receive the information that you know is the truth, are you prepared to leave? What are you going to do with that information? Are you going to stay anyway? Because the truth is the truth. So what are you going to do when you find out that what you think is happening is happening? Do you have a plan? Like, if this is true, I'm leaving him. Or, I don't know. People go through all different stages. But they will try to stop you from even thinking about it by ruining your focus. And don't let it. And they will immediately start love bombing you if you find out something you don't like and you say, okay, I'm out of here. They're going to beg and plead and cry and love bomb you hard. So be prepared for that. And that means good for you. That means you didn't let them remove you from your focus. You saw this, you said it, it's the truth, and you're good, and your boundaries are such that you're going to walk out that door. Good on you. Good on you. It's hard. That's what unfortunately, now I know, that's what I should have done. But I'm glad I learned this. I'm glad I learned it. I had to learn it this way. But you don't have to, because that's why I'm trying to tell you. That's what they're doing if they're doing that. Incident 0. It's on a blog I used to keep. I think that the link to the blog is under my Instagram, which I think I mentioned a couple of videos ago. My Instagram is public, I think. I don't post a lot, but anyway, the blog link is under there. I mean, it's nothing fabulous to follow. Even pictures of Minnie. But the link is under there for the blog, and the title of the article is called Incident 0. And it talks about this concept. Don't let them detract you. No way. You're not getting an out on incidents 1 through 26. We're not skipping them and talking about what's upsetting you. We don't get to my stuff? No, how about we go in order, chronologically, of what happened? We'll get to 27 when we get through 1 through 26. No, I'm not falling for it. But I did with the narcissist a couple times. I did with the narcissist. Because they're manipulative. And they get you so riled up because they keep slinging other insults at you. And then you want to defend yourself. It's a natural inclination, right? Somebody insults you. Oh, you want to bring up old things. You can't let anything go. You're such a nag. And then you want to go, nag? It's a natural instinct. Try to resist that. Because they want that. Stay on your focus. Get your answers. You deserve them. And then make your decision accordingly. Accordingly to the truth before you. That truth is not going to change, lessen, get better, be different. Okay? Keep that in mind.